Hi, I'm Jan, and on this channel, I share a behind the scenes look at what we are building at PlentyONE and why it matters for our customers. Today, we are talking about a complete new way of working with data. We call it AI for BI. At least this is our project name. To walk us through, I'm joined by Thomas Boys, our product manager at PlentyONE for exactly this project. Thomas, great to have you here. And
Great
now,
to be
Thomas,
here, Jan.
wonderful. Thomas, please briefly introduce yourself before we get started with, a couple of interesting questions.
Great. Well, thanks for having me here, Jan. So I'm the product manager behind BI, and recently I've been also working on the AI projects. And yeah, it's what I do on a regular basis at Plenty.
That's it. Wonderful. Okay, let's get started now. We already have dashboards in PlentyONE, right? Why did we feel, the need to build AI for BI?
Yeah, that's a good question. So in short, we wanted to provide shop owners with the fastest way to find insights in their sales data. And when you're managing thousands of SKUs, the most important insights, like why a top seller suddenly flatlined, are often buried within the standard dashboards. You can't really reach the information in there. So we needed a more flexible tool that allowed you to investigate and find that needle in the haystack instantly. So you stop digging through spreadsheets. The AI does that for you so that you can just start acting on the facts.
Absolutely great. So it's not about adding more and more data. It's more about how our customers can access it. Yeah, got it. Thanks. What was, from your perspective, the core customer problem you want to solve at the beginning?
So customers, our shop owners, they have all this data and it contains all this valuable information. But the problem is that the insights are usually buried. You really have to look for them. You really have to go to Excel and know what you're looking for. So there's like the time to investigate and also the expertise to find that. You need to have that hunch. So there's a lot of manual work and a lot of expertise. And so we wanted to reduce the time and the expertise needed to find these insights because, the time that you're searching for the problem is time you're not fixing it. And in e-commerce, that's money. So that delay is expensive. So we built the agent to bridge the gap. Our main goal is to increase your diagnostic speed, to turn that mountain of data into, clear business answers that you can deal with in seconds.
Wonderful. That leads nicely to how we explain this to customers. So if you had to explain AI for BI, Thomas, in, let's say, one sentence or maybe two, how would you
Mhm.
describe it?
So the BI agent is a text interface primarily, like we've gotten used to use them. And it allows you to talk to your shop's sales and item data in plain English or German or whatever language. And it allows you to instantly query that data and access kind of the e-commerce knowledge that is embedded in this BI agent. And so the BI agent could then identify performance trends, anomalies across your sales information.
Yeah, that was probably more than two sentences, but good content. Thank you. Let's make this more concrete. Let's say, give me two examples, two example questions. Yeah, one of our customer could ask AI for BI in their daily business.
So let me give some questions that you couldn't really answer today without the BI for AI. So how this changes the game is you could ask it, list any items where unit sales are high today, but revenue is near zero. So that would be maybe a pricing error that you accidentally change it a 90 to a 9 and suddenly you just lost your whole margin. And so these kind of errors do get lost within all your SKUs. So spotting this kind of anomaly would allow you to quickly act on that. So that would be one example. Maybe another example more on the operational side. I don't know if we yet have the data to do this, but once we have the order data, we could ask, show me any orders that are marked as paid but have no shipping date after 5 days. So it would allow you to, proactively look for those orders that haven't left your system that might have been stuck between two different statuses. So it allows you just to kind of keep an eye on everything and not have to constantly investigate.
Who benefits most from this? Is it currently more management or also operations?
I would say it's a bit of both. Management, they get this kind of pulse check, health check on their system. They can quickly ask this overview questions. And for now, the data that we provide is mainly focused for managers. It mainly gives the business health and the kind of overall aggregate picture. But we're adding more and more data to make it good for operations so that we can go down to the SKU level. And so operations get that kind of tactical tool to immediately find and fix like ghost listings or underperforming SKUs, or as I said before, the orders that might not have left. So it replaces this manual data digging with a single fast source of truth.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. I mean, you're in the middle of the release of the first version to a small a group of beta testers. Maybe you're able to show us some examples live. So maybe you can do a screen share and let's jump directly into.
Okay, let's go for a sneak peek. This is what the full screen version of the BI agent would look like. You can also access it on a sidebar type of screen, but it's better here to see inside. So let's just say you want to understand how your sales are doing today. So you would ask it, how are my sales doing today? And give it a bit of time. So here we have a little summary of our revenue, our gross revenue, how many orders have come in, and our sales volume. And so we would get a little summary from this answer. So this is like something that is already in our systems, but we could always do it here. And so if we wanted to ask a more involved question, what will we ask it? We could say something like, I have a question here. So I'm asking the agent, what is my top selling item by revenue, including all its variations. So I'm asking the system to already aggregate the information over an item and all its variants, which is something that normally you would have to calculate by hand or in Excel through our system. So here the system is telling us that this variation has total 56 unit sales. And so our question is answered. And so we didn't have to go through Excel and add all that information together. So those are two little examples to kind of get you started with the system. As we add more data, we're going to be adding, be able to identify questions like much more specific about SKU by marketplace, by specific time period. But for now,
Okay, it looks really great for the first version. Before we dive into data and accessibility,
mhm.
yeah, personally, I'm still missing tabs. Yeah, that let's say remain persistent and allow me to say, hey, recalculate this and that every day or every week. Yeah, is this currently on your roadmap?
Um, I definitely have this in my vision to bring something that you could run on a schedule. So maybe in the future we integrate this with Plenty Flow. But what we're going to be adding is conversation history, so you can keep many tabs and continue the tabs. And so I guess you could come to the tab and rerun this calculation and
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, and then we have, let's say, the same behavior like today with Gemini or ChatGPT, etc. Yeah, because I guess most of our regular users are used to use chatbots like this. Okay, really helpful. And now let's dive to data. So, which data can our AI access today, and yeah, what will be added? Let's say next step.
today the agent has a direct line to your core BI key figures. So anything from your stock, your sales dashboard, but also all the default dashboards that are there. So it has access to all those key figures. So this includes item names, unit sales, and all the aggregate kind of financial level data of your shop. And in the future, next, we're going to be adding more item fields. So you can get granular sales data. So you can analyze performance over time, break it down by marketplace, And a slightly longer timeline, we're also going to bring in listing details. So you can see when a product is live, how well it's converting, to give you every piece of information you need to drive more sales.
Perfect. And longer time scale, what does this mean?
So yes, things are changing in the longer term. So the BI agent now is kind of like an observer. It can look at all your data, and the more data we add to it, like inventory, returns, marketplace specific metrics, the diagnostic depth will increase. So it allows the agent, to move from spotting a problem to diagnosing the exact cause. So that's the kind of the first long-term objective, is to get better and better at diagnostics. But eventually we see the agent taking a proactive role. So having this kind of operational assistance. So instead of you having to ask what's wrong, the agent will flag a profit leak or offer an optimization button to fix the pricing error or reorder low stock instantly. So basically an operational assistance inside Plenty that would allow you to optimize and run your shop, in a smart, guided way.
It's really an awesome outlook. Thank you, Thomas. But let's come back to where we are right now. So you are at the beginning of the first beta phase. How many customers will participate and how long will it run?
So we'll take in 50 customers in this first wave. We're planning to run this beta test for about a month and a half, collect feedback, collect insight, hopefully, see the usage and understand what went well, what, needs improvement. That's our initial beta phase. So we're hoping to be out of the beta phase mid-March.
Let's say between mid-March to end of March, every PlentyONE customer will have access to AI for BI. Is this correct?
Exactly. That's when we're going to go for a general wave. Once we've ironed out the creases, we're planning for a full system release to PlentyONE customers by the end of March.
Great. Okay, Thomas, then let's say we see us in this format again around March, and you can give us a good overview about what's happening during the beta phase or what was happening during the beta phase and how the, let's say, final first version of AI for BI will look like. Yeah, and for today, thanks for the insights and for the work you and your team are doing on this. And to everyone watching, thanks for joining today. If you're interested in more product insights from PlentyONE, feel free to follow this channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.